It's your boy, the one and only A Switch, aka that big guy. I couldn't help it. It was right there. That bit really good. That bit good. AKA put some Kool-Aid and some pineapple juice and put it on me. AKA Komaki Tiger Dropper, AKA the Nicola Master. Bringing you yet another episode of Switch Your Sights, episode 209 to be exact. For those that don't know, Switch Your Sights podcast is a podcast where yours truly just geeks out over video games. Really, that's really all it comes down to. Today's date is June 11th, 2026. Damn, when was the last time we talked? It was freaking maybe April? I think April. So fair amount has happened since then. Played a decent amount of games. Of course, now just recently, we had Summer Games Fest, PlayStation, State of Plays, and the Xbox showcases, and the Nintendo Directs, and the Geico the Geico signals. I don't know. So, yeah. In terms of what's going on in the world, well, you got price hikes still going on. Gas at all-time high. It's not looking great. I'm just saying, it really is not looking great. But what the hell can you do? Yeah, damn. It's really nothing really to say after that, you know. But yeah, without further ado, stop the dilly-dallying and get right into it. Starting off with the I got double zeros. There we go. So first off, starting the whole what would have been E3, the ghost of E3. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. I guess Summer Games Fest maybe is probably the best way to summarize everything. But PlayStation had their state of play last Thursday, where they showed a decent amount of games. We got Ace Combat's 8. I mean, Wings of Thief. Like, you know, I've not played a Ace Combat game. I mean, it does seem interesting, like dog fighting and stuff like that. So, Bancho the Chef. I guess this is a prequel to Dave the Diver. Yeah, prequel to Dave the Diver. Bancho the nigga. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. Control Resonant. So this is the sequel to Control. We saw a little bit more of the game, and what else? Oh yeah, that is third person. Well, I mean, it's always been third person, but it's more melee combat based rather than like shooting based. So that's gonna be interesting. It looks like I forgot her name. Dylan? Not that's the main character of this one. Who's the girl with the red hair? Who's the main character of Control? I promise I played it. I had a good time. Jessie Faden. She looks to be in it as well. So this should be pretty interesting. Dynasty Warriors 3, absolutely. Um, Remastered. Let's not forget that complete edition. let's, let's get it right. We got to get it right. Yeah, it looks great. I think I started on Dynasty Warriors 4, but I assume with all these improvements, I think it's probably worthwhile playing this version. So I might more than likely will jump in October 1st. I think Control is coming September 24th. Let's see. Marathon. I personally just don't have any investment in Marathon. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. We got a reveal of the Knights of Doom team squad. With of course Dr. Doom, who was already announced and revealed. Then you got the Master of Magnet himself, Magneto, as well as Carnage. And to top it off, you got a Green Goblin. You got it's like half of Spider-Man's enemies, or arch nemesis. So that's pretty cool. Ill. I think we saw this before, but they gave us another trailer. This is definitely on my radar. I'm looking out for this whenever it eventually finally drops. Onimusha Way to Sword. We saw a little bit more details, and they also dropped a demo, which I'll talk about later. Phantom Blade Zero. I guess this is coming out October 29th. Silent Hill Townfall, aka Nigga Hill. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. Yeah. Probably the only black man that would go to Silent Hill for for a white woman. I'm just like he a good one, cause y'all got it. I gotta look for somebody else. Y'all got it. It's pretty surprising. Stuntman Hollywood. The Stuntman series has been dormant for I don't know, since the PS2 Xbox generation, I want to say. Actually, let me see. When was the last Stuntman? It was 2007. So that was around the 360 PS3 era. Stuntman Ignition. I gotta do it. Stuntman Ignition. Yeah, that had a creepy vibe to it, but hey. So that's cool. Tomb Raider, Legacy of Atlantis, which I believe is a remake of the first Tomb Raider. February 12th. I used to play Tomb Raider back in the day, when it, came out on the PlayStation 1, but I don't know. I'm not too moved by this. If this was on sale, I would probably be tempted to buy it, but otherwise, I don't know. Then we got pretty delightful surprise, Until Dawn 2. Which that's just bold calling it Until Dawn 2 in general. New cast, new world. It's they're in some how would I describe it? Some kind of Cabo location, a Mexican locale. I guess we don't fully know yet, but I guess they are, what is it? This time a crew of ghost hunters head to an abandoned tropical island for their TV network funded debut episode. Intrigue and dangers await when it launches next year. Hey, You had me at Until Dawn. So I guess we'll pretend remaster remake. I guess it was a remake of the first one. We'll just pretend that doesn't exist. We just pretend that did not exist. Oh my God! Until Dawn sequel for who knows, like what 10 years since it came out. Marvel's Wolverine. Looking pretty great, looking pretty fantastic, looking very much. I absolutely will be playing day one. People were complaining online about stupid people, mind you. Let me just put that out there first. In regards to like, why isn't it open world? Why is it linear? It should be open world. I'm like, bruh, what you expect Wolverine to do in an open world setting? He just gonna glide. He gonna glide with his claws. He gonna get a Wolverine mobile, the Wolverine mobile, and drive around. You gonna have Jean Grey just pick him up and fly him anywhere he wants. No, a linear game I think is very fitting for Wolverine, who is not necessarily known for his traversal skills necessarily. So, what the hell, people? I swear. But yeah, man, it was a lot of people in the trailer, a lot of characters that we're familiar with and are different now, considering everything. Let's see. You got the violence, of course, which we saw before, but yeah, you see Wolverine doing some slight stealth. I see the one mutant from X-Men 97, Remember Me? That was, man. Yeah, Jean Grey. I mean, I do agree with people saying that she does look pretty generic, like a trench coat and purple hands. People thought, well, they look kind of reddish, so people thought like, oh, Scarlet Witch. Fair. Oh, that was cool. Yeah, like Wolverine like did like a slash and knocked a dude into a forklift and impaled him. I'm like, hell yes. My primal urges have been satiated when I saw that. Not gonna hold you. You got Deborah Wilson. She stay getting that work, and I'm never gonna be mad at it. I think she's some particular character that I do not remember, at least in this game. And then they showed this dope like fight, like a car chase fight where you're jumping between trucks and stuff and slashing people and cutting them in the neck. It was great. And then this big ass cyborg, and you just cutting them up, and then you slash him and then kick him off, and then Wolverine trying to clamor for his life under the car, and he managed to do it. I forgot they did show the regeneration mechanic, where I assume, if you presumably die, you get a opportunity to like tap the button to like bring yourself back to life. I'm guessing it's probably limited. Like you probably just get maybe one or two chances to get to revive yourself, and then after that you actually do die, quote unquote. So that's cool. I like that implementation of utilizing his actual mechanic in the comics and stuff. So that's pretty dope. And then what they showing like a quick trailer. I think I saw Deadpool Omega Red, some ninja, Wolverine, of course, Mystique, Sentinels. Oh yeah, it's about to be great. Yeah, yeah, it's about to be fantastic. This is coming out September, I think something. I think September 24th, September 15th, September 15th. So you got that, and then there one more thing towards the end was what? Damn, like a 20-minute showcase of God of War, God of War Lafay. I think Lafay, maybe Lafay, where basically it is a new chapter of God of War where you are playing as the Titan herself. I forgot her Titan, her actual, well, not her actual name, but her name is a Titan, but I guess she's also goes by Luffy. Let me look it up. Who's Atreus' mother? Faye. So Faye is like, I guess, her, what everybody calls her, and I guess she maybe goes generally by LaFay or something. I don't know. But at least the trailer started where she it showed her being burned in the first God of War. How would I do the first God of War reboot, God of War 2018, and showed her like in the afterlife, and I guess now she's in this heaven purgatory ish type area where all the gods are, other gods or amalgamation of gods, and she found some armor, and then out of nowhere she just started doing Devil May Cry air combat air combos, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm in it. Where do I put my money? Then after they showed her, I think, fighting this some demon or a god from another mythology, I think Egyptian, and they going at it, and I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about the little pet little sidekick. And then freaking, what's his name? Huey from The Boys. I forgot his actual name, but he's like a cube that like assists you, and like I saw in some of the trailers, he like doing like assist moves, and like you could like melee and do some combos and bounce a dude off of him as a cube, and continue the combo. So that has some potential for sure. Yeah. And then yeah, she gets this like magical sword with some ribbons, and the ribbons can like, go back and forth, and she can like call the sword back and all that stuff, which is cool. Then they have they did a brief Kratos cameo, which I mean, I'm curious how that's gonna play out. If like does Kratos know, or is it like how's that gonna happen? And then yeah, he battled somebody else, and then well, no, I guess it did turn out to be that same god. And then yeah, the demon threw her, and then yeah, God of War LaFay. There you go. So my initial like impressions of it, I am not sure if I'm ready for just like a whole drastically new main character in the God of War universe that you play as. Well, at least specifically this character, LaFay, aka Faye. The actor who plays her, what is her name? She's from Daredevil. Damn it. Who plays? plays LaFay in God of War. Deborah Ann Wool. And I don't know. At least from what I've seen in these 20 minutes of this, trailer at the end of the state of play. I don't know if she has the oomph to be a main character. That's probably my concern. But I'm definitely open, and I'll probably wait to see more details of the game and maybe more trailers, or I think ultimately I'm gonna wait for the reviews, see how the reviews are, and then that's probably gonna I'll decide then and there. But yeah, I mean, of course, if you tell the online community, you got a lot of misogynists, just like a woman. I never want to play as a woman. No, Kratos. I want to play as a complete badass man. That is Kratos, and this ain't Kratos, so I'm not having it. That's not really my reason. It's just it feels. I think the issue I have with it is having it tied to God of War specifically. That I feel like if this was just an original game on its own, I wouldn't necessarily be as indifferent. It's probably maybe the best way I can describe it. But I'm definitely interested. I'm just not sure if this story can fully land as a side story to, God of War. And it's kind of like the issue of how can you surpass such an iconic character like Kratos? Kind of like in a way, kind of like Metal Gear Solid 2, where you spoilers if you happen to have never played this game, you should fix that. But nonetheless, you had 20 25 years to do it, so I don't know what to tell you. In Metal Gear Solid 2, you play as Snake, but you also play as Raiden, who's a completely new character. How they did it, I can see how it would upset people, because how they did it was kind of messed up in terms you start off the game playing as oh shit, Snake in PS2 graphics, hell yeah, and then pretty much a couple hours after that, Snake, you don't play him for the rest of the game, you play this new character, hopefully you like him, bye. And it's he's all right, but I want to play a Snake. So that's kind of, I think, the issue, which I think at least the best way I've seen it handled is to actually kind of, how would I say, feel them out first. Devil May Cry 4 mostly kind of did it, where pretty much it started off with the new character Nero, and you played him literally half the game, and then the other half you played as Dante, which I think I'm totally fine with that, as long as I get to play as the character at some point, even though maybe the majority of it is playing the new character. I'm fine as long as we at least get to play the pre-existing character in some way, shape, or form, or at least a reasonable amount or whatever. So that's probably, I think, my general concern with you introducing a new character, which I think is always risky, but how do you have that contrast with Kratos? And I'm not even talking about the misogynists that just don't want to play it regardless if it's a woman, which that's just totally dumb, but I digress. So we'll see. I am I'll say cautiously optimistic at this point, but I think I really want to see how the reviews are before I actually commit to that. And yeah, that was the state of play, basically. Yeah, I would give it like a solid C. Nothing, it was a decent amount of games I'm interested in, but nothing like, oh Jesus, like we already seen Wolverine before, and God of War, Luffy. I'm like, we'll see how that is, and then Until Dawn 2, of course. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of this is not like groundbreaking or shocking, I guess, is maybe the biggest thing for it. So then after that, we went to Summer Games Fest, and from there, oh man, um, started off running with, finally, confirmation has been heavily rumored, but we finally got Resident Evil Code Veronica. About damn time. Which is different now. They're calling it Resident Evil Veronica. I guess they want to, at least after this reveal, they provided more details. I think via a couple interviews they had, that they went with Veronica because just Veronica, taking off the code Veronica, just to have that, I guess, marketing naming culture of Resident Evil and a title, rather than like having to say, I guess, more syllables essentially. So Resident Evil Veronica. I think some people were suspecting that it was going to be Resident. That how they have it in their marketing is REV, which in Roman numeral wise, a V is stands for 5. So people are thinking like, oh, is this replacing Resident Evil 5? And they were quick to squash that. No, that's not the case. So they just, I guess, like the naming nature of it. So Resident Evil Veronica. But yes, confirmed full on remake of Resident Evil Code Veronica. In the trailer, it did a first person thing. I guess at least in retrospect, is to tease and, I guess, keep you guessing. But then yeah, you had an old lady. I think she was in Europe. Talking to this old lady. Oh, your brother's here. Like, okay. And then after a little bit, I'm like, oh, this is RE Engine. What is this? And then it gets to Chris's room. Well, Chris now that we know, but she's talking blah blah blah, like, oh, we won't mind if we eat some of his food, blah blah blah. And then oh, it's so messy in here. It's like a boulder road through here. Wink wink. Like she might as well should have just did that. I'm like, oh shit. I think for a lot of people, at least Resident Evil fans, like, oh crap, that's Chris. Then I think she had to leave. And then Claire got a knock on the door. Of course, she looked through the peephole, nothing. And then, like any white person in a horror movie would do, opens the door and gets snatched up by at least what I think we're led to believe is Hunk. Some people are suspecting it might be actually Rodrigo. That I guess maybe he captures her and maybe takes her to the Rockford Island prison or whatever. I don't know. I would definitely like Hunk being involved more. So I would kind of want to go with Hunk taking her. And I mean, considering the ambiguity of it, if Hunk was in Resident Evil 9, I think that'll just make it more fun too. So, and shoot, that might even be his shtick now, that like that he's just gonna be anonymous, and then we're like, I mean, it's clearly Hunk, but like the game will never acknowledge it. It'll like obviously hint at it directly, but not fully ever confirm it. It'd just be like, yeah, man, that dude is, I guess he's the Grim Reaper, huh? And all these nods and cheeky jokes. I was like, just confirm that it's him, but I don't know. Part of me is kind of liking that. It's kind of liking that running joke, at least. If this happens, the carry from Resident Evil 9, if they, keep the same kind of vibes from Resident Evil 9, that would be funny. Then we got like a little quick trailer after that of some quick glimpses. We saw what looks like where when Claire is like surrounded by enemies and she does the, I guess I just found this out. I guess this is like it was a Mission Impossible reference where she drops the gun and then drops shortly thereafter shooting a explosive canister, and then all the enemies are defeated. But now they're all zombies, and at least it seems like that's roughly in the same type of area. So that's interesting. We got a little glimpse of who I'm pretty sure is Steve Burnside, and who else? You got a glimpse of Alex Ashford in his suit. Saw a little bit of the mansion. No Wesker, no Chris, which I'm sure they'll probably save for later. And that was pretty much it. But yes, man, very delighted. I guess the only other thing is like, it's kind of odd that they had most of the trailer in like first person, but they did confirm that the game will not have the like option to switch from third or first person. So they said it's only going to be in third person, which is kind of odd considering, like in Resident Evil 9, you did have the option to play first or third person. So, but maybe they could add that in a later update if they wanted to. So, as somebody, of course, who very much is a third person purist when it comes to Resident Evil, but I mean, hey, if people have the option, I don't mind it as much as long as I get to play third person, So, but yes, very much looking forward to it. They said 2027, or I think, did they say spring? I think spring 2027. So more than likely January, February, as we get closer to that date. Cuphead sequel, Cuphead Mighty Adventure. Alien Isolation 2. I know a lot of people were looking forward to that. I've yet to play the first one. I'll probably fix that at some point. Gen Atlas, I think this is the game by Fumito Ueda, who made Shadow of Colossus and Ico, and people don't want to, I guess, mention The Last Guardian, but Blood Message. This is a game from NetEase. It's kind of like a Souls-like. I don't think they even. I think it was more story. I don't think they even showed any gameplay necessarily. Maybe, I guess a little bit. I don't know. It kind of falls in that territory of like, is this just trailer or is it actual gameplay in there kind of thing. Stranger Than Heaven. We got more details. Snoop Dogg came on stage, and man, let me tell you, man. So the biggest, like, I guess, reveal is that freaking Tupac, of all people, is in this game. A game in feudal Japan. We got Tupac. I mean, hey, you ask anybody, hey, what's the character you want in a feudal era Japan game? I'm pretty sure they're gonna say Tupac. I'm just saying. That's the obvious choice. At least on stage, Snoop said that like they talked with Tupac's family and estate, and they got the go ahead. And then in like a later interview recently, the director of the game also said that they did get his permission his estate and family's permission. So it's just weird, man. Tupac of all people. I don't know. It just, to me, it feels like very much a marketing gimmick or strategy, similar to Cristiano Ronaldo and Fatal Fury, where they're basically just getting an out of left field character in the game just so more people pay attention to it. Which I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily the way to go. And then, having somebody posthumous, like, of their death is always weird, I think, for a good amount of people. I mean, games have done it successfully. I think the best example that we've seen to date is probably who's the actor in the main character Onimusha 2. I forgot his name. Onimusha 2 character. Jubei Yagyu, who's the character, Yusako Matsuda, who's the character who passed away a good while before the game came out. When did he pass? Relative to... Oh, damn, the year I was born, 1989. Wow. So, I mean, something like that I think is fine. But I don't know. I think just more so the out of left field nature of this edition of Tupac, I feel like is the most like weird part, because it's like you could literally pick any any person or actor to portray him, and you pick, Tupac, who has passed away. I don't know. It's just weird. It is very weird, at the very least. We'll see, like, when the game comes out, how, it actually comes to be, but it is just weird. It is weird. It's just very weird to have him in the game posthumous. It just is weird, man. Yeah. So stranger to have. Oh man, yeah. RGG can't catch a break, man. Now with Kiwami 3, with all the controversy with it. Now they just add more fuel to fire with, putting Tupac in the game. It's just weird, and but also it's like he just looks. I mean, at least, okay, design wise, I guess kind of he looks like he makes sense. And I'm not even on the like, oh, not too many black people. Well, black people were slaves by then or whatever, but it's just all I feel like I can see is Tupac. So it's like that also is another like factor going against him being like in this, where it's like everybody's just gonna see Tupac. They're not gonna see whatever original character he's portraying in this. So unless they just straight up call him Tupac. Hey yo, dog. Hey, you trying to get some upgrades? I just have to see it, man. I don't know. I mean, it just, at least off of just the announcement alone, it is just very weird. So that's at least what I'll say in regards to it. Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. I think we heard about this a while back, but Platinum Games of all people was working on a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, which is pretty dope. At least as somebody who's not familiar with The Last Ronin, from what I gathered, it's like pretty much if a good majority of the turtles died and there was only one left that, has the abilities, can use all of the weapons that, his fallen brothers had. I'm assuming it's probably much more than that, but That's at least the general basic gist I got from it. So. That was coming out. Gundam Rogue Orbit from Bandai Namco. This game gave me very heavy Armor Core vibes, which I'm curious if the people from Software might be involved to some degree with it. A brand new timeline in the Gundam saga where humanity must fight for survival against an unknown threat. Due out in 2027 on PS5, Series X, PC. Suit up, blah, blah, blah. For Gundam fans, the title promises to deliver emotionally charged moments and unforgettable action that have made the series one of the world's most beloved entertainment franchises, while also introducing a thrilling new direction for Gundam. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they even really mentioned who it's by, but being developed by, but I got my money that From Software at least is involved to some extent, because got heavy Armored Core vibes. I almost thought it was DLC at first. Crossfire, it seemed kind of interesting. Not sure if they may be going for Army of Two meets Call of Duty-ish, kind of. Got the one girl from The Boys, I forgot her name. She's dating Huey from The Boys. I forget her name. You know what I'm talking about, though. They are former Call of Duty developers, so that kind of checks out. Dynamic cover, which fundamentally changes your relationship with the environment. Interesting. Guild Wars 3. Yeah, anybody? All right. Virtual Fighter Crossroads. We saw a decent, pretty good trailer that showed what at least is very heavily implied that it's like some beat 'em up, like the story, or I think they call the story Crossroads, but the story mode is like very much beat 'em up esque, at least, where you're literally switching enemies and beat them up, push them in an environment, kick the dude, and he got electrocuted on like a sign. So I'm very much into that alone. I think the fighting game mode itself is probably the cherry on top, but yeah, I'm very much on that, and it's kind of it's pretty still crazy to me that like the only other game that's done anything close to this was Tekken, with like Tekken Force and some of the one-off single player like beat 'em up modes. I think in the one in Tekken 5, and I think Tekken 6 technically did it too. So yeah, very much looking forward to it. Hopefully this will get other fighting game people to actually make a beat 'em up mode. Mafia Old Country expansion, Man of Honor, where you actually get to play a mission with or at least to some extent see the main character from the first Mafia. So that's cool. Saw Genesis, a 3v1, I think they call it asymmetrical multiplayer game, where it's I forgot it is in development by the Silent Hill 2 remake people, Bloober Team. It's described as a twisted, new asymmetrical multiplayer horror experience set within the iconic Saw universe. Built on Bloober's expertise in psychological horror, the game blends procedurally generated maps with tense, choice-driven gameplay that expands the Saw universe while preserving its signature intensity. Lords of the Fallen 2. I've not played. Star Wars Zero Company. I think the only big highlight of this is that you can play as Anakin or play against emo Anakin Skywalker. So that's interesting. Is it a standalone? Among Us story on guard. Oh, it's a narrative driven single player experience that no Among Us used. I thought this was actually like a show, but I guess it is actually a game. Interesting. Oh yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds. I gotta do it. Monster Hunter Wilds Ascendance. Man. So what? We had World with Iceborne, Rise with Sunbreak. Now we got Wilds with Ascendance. Hey, I'm into it. It was some monster that looked pretty dope. What was it? I don't know what they probably got the name maybe somewhere, but yeah, it's these flying ones that they do like a torpedo attack. I don't recall that ever being a thing in any of the other Monster Hunters. So, or at least the ones I've played, maybe they were from a species from a version I've not played, but they look pretty cool. Oda Garon, I think, is back. I don't think he was in Wilds. It's a lot I forgot of Wilds in terms of the monsters. Koala Deor. When does this come out? And what is that? Shenlong, I think, or Shen something. 2027. Massive expansion. I'm into it. And I think they announced Monster Hunter Wilds coming to the Switch here too. Or no, maybe they just announced that in between, but that's going to be interesting in of itself. Like, considering how huge of Monster Hunter Wilds is as a game, like how are they going to get that to work on the Switch? Switch 2. Let me I was like, Switch 1, yeah, ain't no chance. That boy about to blow up. About to blow up the first 5 minutes you play. Attack on Titan 3. Basically a continuation of the Omega Force game developed games, which looks to be based on the last arc of the anime. No release date. Power World 1.0. They won that lawsuit and they just went all in. I was like, oh, is this Pokemon? Oh no, this is Power World. Pretty shocking. The Wolf Among Us 2 finally lives. Man, who knows how long this game was in limbo. Coming out 2027, but in the meantime, they are bringing us the Wolf Among Us remastered, coming out holiday 2026. So, because that was the biggest question I did have, like, how are these people? Because mind you, this came out like during the 360 PS3 generation. So I'm like, well, how are our saves going to be transferred? I guess they could do the Mass Effect route where they give you an option to like just make the choices that you would have made, or like basically ask you a question of all the choices that you would have made or something like that, and then have that roll into the Wolf Among Us 2. But Stellar Blade Blood Rain, I gotta do it. Stellar Blade Blood Rain. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So I guess this is a totally new character. I played the demo, but I've not played like fully Stellar Blade. So it looks like she has like gauntlets, or she does melee attacks, which I'm totally into. You already got me sold there. If I'm just beating up enemies, you definitely got me there. They said they not gonna hold back on the boobs and the the clothing. They said they going fully into it, like, which is also funny because this is also I think they announced that the Nintendo thing that is coming to the Switch 2, I believe. So pretty big Street Fighter 6 Year 4 DLC characters. They announced Yasmin, Arjun, Bosch. I'm like, None of those characters really like spoke to me. Well, I guess we didn't see too much of them, but still, design wise, I don't think any of the characters really gravitated towards me. But the final character they revealed, freaking Tifa. Tifa. Tifa from FF7 remake. Um, sorry for the Tekken fans. It's not looking great. So yeah, apparently Tifa was in high demand in terms like a lot of fighting games wanted her. Going by the post interview with Hamaguchi, and yeah, I guess Street Fighter 6 is the most appropriate, but it looked like because he was cool with a friend who also worked at Capcom, and that's how that happened. I'm like, all right, okay. All right, I can't complain much as long as Tifa's in a fighting game. So I mean, I, hopefully that'll, I don't know. It just somebody who really wanted her in Tekken. I mean, I just take what I can get at this point. So yeah, 4 new DLC characters, year 4. I mean, still no Dudley. Like, come on now. We need to fix that. Season year 5, that better happen. All right. I've been saying that for ever since we got the past years, but all right. Then of course we finally got the reveal. Final Fantasy VII Revelation. Yes. Yes. Finally. It was great. It was magnificent. You got Sephiroth, who I guess apparently has a different voice actor now. I'll probably get used to it after a little bit. They showed the high wind, of course. A really dope feature now they added. I guess what they came to a conclusion with the high wind is that now you jump off, you drop in, a la Fortnite or a Warzone. You basically drop into the map and then land or whatever, which I mean I think is a pretty cool solution to the the obvious issue of like you can't land this big thing anywhere, so you have to just you have to just jump in, which I'm totally cool with. And also led to like very hilarious moments where you got Red 13, who always just looks just completely out of place with any human like thing he does, so he's just jumping in a damn little backpack. How does that even fit on him? I don't know. And then you got Vincent, who's he's just like, I don't give a damn. He's just jumping and he's just unfazed, aura farming the whole way down. And then you got Cloud, who they I guess because his sword is so big, he just put it on his butt cheeks as he drops down. So that's interesting. I'm pretty sure they'll probably refine that a little bit before release, maybe. They showed the weapons. A few of them, Ruby, I think Sapphire. Maybe I think they partially showed Emerald. Yeah, I get the vibe that these are gonna like be very epic battles, which I'm totally, absolutely down with, and also that they're gonna be what's the word? I got some Monster Hunter vibes. Not gonna lie, that like. You got like all these fleets of people shooting at it, and then I assume you like are probably hitting them in between or whatever, and I assume like maybe that happens, and then probably like when it's weak enough, that's when you actually like fight it yourselves or something like that. But yeah, definitely fascinated to see how those battles are going to play out. I feel like they're all going to be pretty unique in their own way. What else? They gave us a little like preview of the I think it's Junon, where the destruction of Junon. I might be getting that wrong, but where the sapphire weapon tries to shoot, and then I guess, well, almost misses, but still gets his still accomplishes the mission. They showed Vincent in terms of like his capabilities. He can morph into his beast form on demand, which is pretty dope. Digging what I saw with his move set, being able to shoot people, and then like in terms of his exploration type mechanics, he can like, I guess, quick draw shoot, a la like Red Dead Redemption, Dead Eye type stuff, which that seems kind of cool. They showed a couple like the combo attacks with Sid. It's pretty cool. I guess they showed a little bit of Sid in terms of how he plays. It seems pretty straightforward with his lance and whatnot. Yeah, they showed a pretty good amount of stuff. They showed Wu Tai. They showed did they show Rocket Town? I don't think they showed Rocket Town. I think they showed a little bit of when Cloud gets presumably inaccessible during the game, and I think Tifa took over. So that's cool. So I mean, it's looking great. Everything we've seen is looking great. They said spring 2027. So, whoo boy. Yeah, so that's probably, I'm guessing like February. At least that's when the last one came out. So February, Marchish. I think they're maybe trying to get it around the when is the anniversary of FF7? Anniversary. Yeah, January 31st. So, yeah, January 31st of 2027. That'd be a pretty dope release date. What does that fall on, actually? Let me look real quick. January 31st. That falls on a Sunday. But hey, I mean, released it like the 29th. Yay, that's good enough. That's good enough. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I'm definitely very much looking forward to it. Fairly even, Let's see some other details that I may have missed. Yeah, it's really dope how you drop down. I think a couple combo attacks. New ones. I'm not sure if I noticed some of them. But yeah, just the addition of Sid and Vincent alone. Yeah. Look at Vincent, cool ass. He just or farming any chance he gets. Ridiculous. It's sickening. It's sickening, really. It's sickening. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted by the aura. I'm so disgusted. I'm so disgusted by the aura. Oh yeah, the class system. So now it seems like they're implementing a class system in FF7 remake, where you basically, for those that may not know, like class system lets you basically drastically change how your character plays, pretty much. So it sees like Clouds as freelancer and warrior. Tifa could be a black mage, and basically I presume it gives them a different move set and maybe different actions or something like that. That's cool. So that also, I think, maybe implies that like loadouts, I think that's presumably a given that weapon loadouts are a thing, or materia loadouts, or however they define it is the thing. But yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, with the emerald and showing I'm curious how that plays out. Final Fantasy VII Revelation. Final Fantasy VII Revelation. Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, all releases, all platforms releasing day one. So that's gonna be an interesting dilemma for myself at least. I might lean more towards PC, or it's between PC and PS5. I'm not sure which, but the first world problem of what platform should I play it on? So I don't know. I think I'm tempted to do a replay of the trilogy, remake trilogy on PC, and then I'll be ready when Revelation comes out, and I don't know, just be fulfilled. I don't know. So yeah, Final Fantasy Revelation finally. And boy, this was a substantial heap of information and details and things we can nitpick and do theory videos all over until what, maybe Gamescom, maybe something else, or I guess maybe the Game Awards. Oh, it feels so great. Finally, we know the title now, which that was a thing. R.I.P. to Regurgence. I mean, I was fighting for it, but I guess it wasn't in the running. I don't know why. I don't get it. Oh man, stellar Summer Games Fest. Probably one of the best in a minute. Probably the best I think. Yeah, definitely the best Summer Games Fest to date. Just a lot of games that resonated with me specifically, that really spoke to me, and I think as a whole it was pretty great. So yeah, damn. Moving on. Xbox showcase was last Sunday. Pretty decent. Pretty substantial, I would say. Who? Yeah, they started off with the new Xbox 25th anniversary console and controller. Which, damn, that boy looks pretty as hell. And boy, would I want one, but I don't know. What even makes it worse is that they did a fan fest in LA, and pretty much everybody who attended got a free Xbox 25th anniversary edition. And I'm like, well, damn it, I wish I went. I really wanted to go now, but I mean, I think that's the point. Now me trying to go deliberately just in case. Hey, y'all got any free 25th anniversary Xboxes y'all wanna let go? That controller, at least, though, I definitely want the controller for sure, because that is a dope ass controller. I mean, as a whole package, obviously, but yeah, that controller, man. I'm a sucker for that translucent. If you make it translucent, I'ma buy it. That's just science. I don't know why more people aren't doing this, and they should. It's a damn disappointment that people aren't doing it. I digress. Man, let's see. They started off. We'll just go around. Sea of Thieves. Another season. Fallout 76 again. I gotta get around to playing that at some point. I'm just out of curiosity. None of these are really like worth talking about. Wolong 2, Wings of Ember, Where Winds Meet. Valor Mortis seemed interesting. Resonance of Plague Tale Legacy. I thought this was like what is it called? What is the game called? Damn it. It is, what is it? The girl that's fighting with her internally, Senua's Sacrifice, whatever. But no, it's Plague Tale Resonance. Resonance of Plague Tale Legacy. Valor Mortis, I guess, is a brutal first person Souls like. It was interesting. I'm not sure if I would just go out of it, but Persona 4 Revival got a little bit more footage of the game. Looks like a pretty stand up remake. I'm definitely gonna give it a go. I mean, yeah, after playing original Persona 4, I'm like, it didn't move me too much, but I feel like a remade version might be more interesting. I mean, they showed the baton pass, so they did a lot of, seem like they're making a good effort in terms of adding those, newer features. And then, of course, we finally got just a teaser, Persona 6, which is surprising. Out of all places, we finally got news about Persona 6 at the Xbox Showcase, of all places, which, I mean, makes sense because I guess they presumably struck a deal, at least marketing wise. So Persona 6, yeah, with Game Pass too, so that's cool. Metro 2039 looked interesting. Join Us, this was kind of a little wild. I guess this is a based around having a cult or forming a cult. Recruit followers, build a compound, issue your own teachings, and prepare your cult for the coming apocalypse in this darkly comedic open world 1 to 4 player co-op game. That's cool. Yeah, that's on my radar. I'm not gonna hold you. That's pretty interesting. Crazy Taxi. Boy, did this game look fantastic. And of course, they knew what they were doing. They started off with the yeah, with the shout out to the Offspring. So that was cool. It seems like pretty much the same vibes as the original Crazy Taxi, drifting and, getting people to their destination on time. But they seem like they added more details with the pizza, I guess, delivering pizzas, and presumably you got to maybe drive more carefully to deliver as many pizzas as you can. That's cool. Then they had something towards the end where some random girl, I don't know, she looked like she might be a character, but she got her own, got her red Corvette from Outrun or something. And she said, hope your passport is up to date. What did her text say? Time to check in for your flight. Hope your passport's up to date. So I guess I just put it together. I literally just put it together. That's why it's called World Tour. So I guess maybe you're presumably going to other countries and, taxing crazy. I don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely got my attention with Crazy Taxi World Tour 2027. Castlevania Belmont's Curse looked interesting. Bag Mad Pie. This feels like the bird equivalent of Untitled Goose Game, where you're just messing with people as an animal and causing havoc. Which, hey, I can respect it. State of Decay 3. Looking pretty good, I have to say. I'm a big fan of the State of Decay, especially the first one. Second one I don't remember too much, but it seemed I had a decent time. But yeah, harsh, unpredictable zombie apocalypse, community and survival. Players will build settlements, keep a community of survivors alive, fight back against dynamic encroaching zombie threat as they reclaim a world overrun by blood plague. State of Decay 3 features a solo play or shared world co-op. That's interesting. I'm curious how that plays out. Shared world co-op. I guess maybe that you're all in the same world. I guess I've only played State of Decay single player. Well, I think the first one was only single player, but then I think the second one added multiplayer. But I only really played single player for them, so I'm not sure of the dynamics with multiplayer. But Spyro, out of all places, Spyro A Realm Beyond is back. It's interesting in of itself. I totally missed this when it was showing, and I'm like, "What? They announced Spyro?" Hey, I mean, from what they show, hey, it looks like Spyro. And Senua, A Bold New Step. Is that what it's called? I think it's just Senua. So I'm assuming maybe it's a prequel, maybe a sequel. Senua was a surprise reveal to show a new action adventure game in Ninja Theory, set in the Hellblade universe. Senua, self-aware, trapped between life, death, and a fractured vision of purgatory, must fight to reach the afterlife and reunite with those she loved and lost, battling forces that threaten everything she believes in. Trailer showcased bold new action, blah blah blah. Okay, so it is set after events of Hellblade 2, so it is a full legit sequel. And they just call it Senua. All right. Minecraft Dungeons 2, Halo campaign involved. Coming out July 28th. That is that. Damn. Sooner than I thought. Yeah. From what I saw, they showed a new trailer with, I guess these are new missions where you're presumably playing as Sergeant Johnson, or I guess maybe it's like intended for co-op, or like maybe that's the thing. But that looked pretty dope. Like the missions that they were doing, it's Sergeant Johnson and Master Chief just buddying up, taking out the Covenant, and I'm totally into it. And I think they recently revealed that you can play the game in third person, which I'm kind of like mildly curious to do, just to see Halo in third person. And I think it's just going to be weird, but I'm totally with that. Mind you, this is coming on PlayStation as well. So PlayStation 5, and I think they did confirm crossplay between PlayStation and Xbox. So that's interesting. And we got Fable and Haley Atwell. I thought she was like, I almost thought they replaced the main character, but I guess she is the villain. Or do they even confirm if she's a villain? Brought to life is a powerful hero with a blah blah. No, yeah, I think she is a villain. I don't think they really confirm it, but she was giving off like protagonist vibes, but I don't think she necessarily is. So, but hey, I mean, it's Haley Atwell, so I mean, I'm not gonna complain. Haley Atwell, I'm not gonna complain that much. Haley Atwell, I ain't got no issues with Haley Atwell. Doom the Dark Ages Revelations. I just realized that NAM got the same title as FF7. Well, Revelation and Revelations. So, I mean, I guess there's a little bit of a difference. Look pretty cool. I've yet to play Dark Ages, but I do plan to play it at some point. Clockwork Revolution. And Modern Warfare 4, the DMZ mode, which, I mean, that was their last thing, and I'm like, oh boy, they did it again. Ended with Black Ops 7, and now Modern Warfare 4. I'm like, all right. Gears of War E-Day. This is what they started off with. Xbox exclusive. They also revealed that it is exclusive to Xbox, so Xbox console. So I think it is coming to PC still, but just PC and Xbox exclusivity wise. So, which is pretty big considering, the new CEO of Xbox, Asha Sharma, is changing back on Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer's I guess directions in terms of, basically playing nice with PlayStation and I always think about that meme where it's like, are you sure? Where it's like a girl, and the girl is, at least in this case, it's Xbox exclusives, and then it's like a cuck situation where like Xbox is the cuck that's looking at, you know, the guy who's PlayStation, like, are you sure? Yes. Oh my god, that is so hilarious. But yeah, so it looks like Asha Sharma is she putting that foot down. She like, oh no. So they're going back on exclusivity, because at least it's been heavily suggested that this was going to be coming out on PlayStation 5 as well, but I think that was like a pretty recent decision. And I think with Halo, I think they did say that she was trying to go back on that as well, but they already like had a contract in place, so they had to honor some of those things. So yeah. But hey, E-Day looked fantastic. As a Gears fan, I was very happy. I think everybody wanted to play Gears, or everybody, like, obviously it was always alluded to in the games, but to actually finally play E-Day in extensive detail, I think a lot of people are very excited, including myself. So and yeah, you see young Marcus, young Dom rallied up, fighting off the hordes, and then the trailer was pretty good. The biggest difference I noticed was, of course, the active reload is in the middle of the screen when it used to be on the top right. And I think, at least from the post interviews after this showcase, it seems like it was due to, I think, just to make it accessible for people so they know when to reload rather than having to look at the top right, I guess. But thankfully, they did say you can put it back to the top right, which I'm absolutely going to do. So, yeah, that would have been a little too weird if they did that. But they showed like being able to take a new type of cover where it's like this partial cover where you can, like, take cover under things you generally wouldn't in the Gears universe, under like a very small slab where you like essentially are not prone, whatever the opposite of prone is, but you're still covered technically. And then they also revealed that you can actually jump in this game, which is very weird as a Gears fan, playing the previous Gears. I think Judgment is the only one you could jump in. But yeah, now you can technically jump in a Gears game, which a mainline Gears game, which is weird. It is so weird. But I mean, I think the more I play it and get used to it, I'll probably, we'll just accept it for what it is. They took out wall bouncing, apparently, that they're saying wall bouncing is being removed. I'm a person that very much is not a fan of wall bouncing. I don't really do it myself, so I'm totally fine with that. They showed a little bit of the Lancer, the retro Lancer, of course, but there was a moment where Marcus was getting his ass beat by this Locust, and I think they showed like how he originally got the scar on his mouth, and then out of nowhere, Ty Kaliso saves his ass with a literal chainsaw. So it does, at least after that, they show like pretty much like the origins of the Lancer, that like, it's like what looks like a prototype Lancer that presumably you'll get throughout the game. That, I mean, hey, a Lancer is a Lancer, So, yeah. Got Carmine. Showed yet another Carmine. Who knows how long this lineage goes? It's like, how are they living? Are they just having a kid and dying? Is that how they all managing to do that? how they managing to do all that collectively? Like, Isn't it one that's probably gonna die before that happens, and the whole Carmine bloodline ends? I don't know. I love the running joke of Carmine's though. I'm never gonna get tired of that. So, Gears of War E-Day, October 6th, and then open beta coming out August 6th of this year. So very much looking forward to this one. I'll probably say the highlight of this showcase. Well, I mean Persona 6, but we didn't see anything. I'll just say a substantial I guess release that I'm very much looking forward to. So yeah. And that was the Xbox showcase. Very good. I was actually very impressed. I was admittedly not expecting too much from this, but they really went in. Not even gonna lie. Shout out to them. Then yesterday, we had the Nintendo Direct, and what do we get? We got Rhythm Heaven Groove, Onimusha Way of the Sword. I don't think this was announced to be coming to the Switch, but yes, this is coming to the Switch with optional motion controls, exclusively for the Switch 2 version. Dragon's Dogma 2 Dark Arisen, so DLC for Dragon's Dogma 2, and I guess presumably Dragon's Dogma 2 coming to Switch, of course. Stellar Blade, I think like we said earlier, coming to Switch 2 later this year. Optional motion controls, exclusive to Switch 2. One Piece Grand Gourmet. This feels like more like, is this like kind of like a whatchamacallit? I was gonna say, what is the game I'm thinking of? WarioWare. But no, this feels like kind of like I'm getting slight Pocopia vibes, where it's like, create your own. You have a lot of creativity, kind of little a la Animal Crossing. As opposed to pirating and adventuring, players will manage a restaurant in this pixelated management sim based on popular anime and manga. And you can obviously use mouse controllers, so that's cool. Free update for Pocopia where you can explore underwater, and then paid expansion pass DLC will add 3 expansions. The first, Bubble Basin, launches in August. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. These titles, they getting creative. Got Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. I don't know. I always love Fire Emblem. I can never finish one. That's my problem. I gotta fix it eventually, but yeah, this is up my alley. Ninjala 2, The Uncharted Planet. First chapter of a 2-part saga. What is this? DK Challenge. Assortment of Donkey Kong games to complete. Various challenges to unlock bonuses. Interesting. Donkey Kong Bonanza Mario content. You got Donkey Kong and Mario hat, and then you got his little buddy. She got the Luigi get up with the mustache. Lords of the Fallen 2 coming to Switch 2. Liza P Complete Edition coming to Switch 2. Devil May Cry 5 Devil Hunter Edition coming to Switch 2. Will run at 60 FPS in both docked and handheld mode apparently. Let Digital Foundry be the answer for that. We technically got Devil May Cry news. We technically did. Not probably what you wanted to hear, but I mean, hey, it's cool that I guess Switch got Devil May Cry. I mean, I guess 1 through 3 is on Switch, but What about 4? It's kind of odd that they don't have 4 if they got 5. But I digress. It's coming out this month, June 23rd. Okay. I'm curious, but I don't know. It feels cheap enough, maybe, but maybe we'll get Devil May Cry 6 someday. Maybe. Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, and 3 getting Switch 2 Enhanced Editions. Various visual and gameplay improvements. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 be available today for Switch 2, adds high-speed vehicles for navigating the environment. Chronicles 2 will be available July 30th, and Chronicles 3 will be available December 4th. Physical versions of all games will be available later dates. And then Xenoblade Genesis, which is a brand new Xenoblade game and is a new beginning for the series, launches next year for Switch 2. Nintendo Switch Sports Resort. Is this different from the one that came out on a Switch a long time ago? Maybe. I think maybe it's just like a Switch 2 upgrade. I guess basically Nintendo, like the one game on the Wii. RuneScape Wilds. Hello Kitty Party Land. I know y'all been waiting. I know y'all been waiting. I know y'all been waiting. I know y'all have. They should team up with Barbie Horseland Adventures and to come out in November. Take some of the GTA 6 money. Star Fox got a little bit more of a look at that, as well as a free demo I've yet to play. It's coming out this month, June 25th. Final Fantasy Resonance. I guess apparently this was like a mobile game. Is an adaptation, but not a port of the story and world from the first arc of Brave Exvius, a Final Fantasy themed mobile game that was shuttered last year. October 22nd. Pikuniku 2, a puzzle game. Dragon Quest Monsters. I don't. The Dustbloods. Finally, we get more details. Getting a closed network test this summer. It's still set to launch later this year, apparently. Splatoon Raiders coming July 23rd. Switch to Deltarune Chapter 5 coming this month, June 24th. Metaphor Refantasio coming to the Switch 2 November 12th. They got the balls out. They got the balls out competing with they trying to take away that GTA 6 money. They trying to take it away. They are. I guess Minecraft 2 can switch to improve visuals, blah blah blah. Metal Gear Solid Collection. Final Fantasy 14 is coming to Switch. I don't think I heard about that. DayZ. Freaking Earth Defense Force 5 and 6. They don't mention that, but that apparently is coming to Switch 2 as well, as it should. Probably one of the biggest bigger announcements is Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 through 3 for Switch 2. So I guess there were some cloud versions for Kingdom Hearts. 1, 2, 3 for the Switch 1. But now I guess that is eventually getting shut down. But you get a discount if you bought the cloud version, which I don't know. That seems kind of shitty to, like, basically people bought their hard-earned money for the cloud version only to shut it down. But you could get it. You could still play it. You just have to download it and pay us more money to play it on the Switch 2. It's like, that's kind of messed up. That's kind of messed up. Kingdom Hearts 4. We finally got news on Kingdom Hearts 4. This game has felt like it's been dormant for like, damn, what, since 2018, 19 maybe. And we finally got more details, and it is also coming to Switch 2 alongside PS5, Series X, and PC. But still no date, no release date. Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time being remade. As somebody who's not played the 64 original, I am actually looking forward to it. I have been gradually playing the older Zelda games to try to eventually get to Breath of the Wild, but at least this will, give me a little bit more motivation. See what all the fuss is about. Yeah. Impressive. Pretty, I mean, well, at least specifically the two last announcements, at least as somebody who's not a huge fan of the Kingdom Hearts and Zelda, but I can understand the significance of those announcements, so pretty decent. Nothing really spoke to me necessarily. I mean, outside of the few games that did, but nothing too groundbreaking for me. They're like, oh shit. A lot of ports, of course, which, I mean, understandable, but yeah, nothing really spoke to me. So, but pretty decent in of itself. So yeah. With that being said, let's get into what I've been playing, which has been man, it's felt like it's been so long. But nonetheless, played some Pragmata. Finished it since we last talked. I'm not sure if I talked about me playing at the time. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, enjoyed it way more than I thought I would, for sure. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was very fun. Yeah, once you get a hang of the mechanics and the hacking, it gets really fun. Surprisingly, which, yeah, I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was, but yeah, it was very good. Yeah, the ending was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie to you, not gonna hold you. Them tears came out. I was like, oh my god, it got me. It got me. The emotions came out. What else? Yeah, it's not really much to say outside of that. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. The one observation I did have when I was playing it was, it would actually be a great co-op mode, which I think somebody did. I think the people from GameSpot maybe did it, where they like configured the controls on a PC to like have one person play Diana, having her hack and stuff while the other person is shooting and, I guess initiating the hack and all that stuff, which I'm like, that would be a pretty dope co-op mode, like a cool little local co-op type mode. Cause I mean, in the game, they don't really necessarily get separated, only other than like a particular moment in the game that's not even that long necessarily, but that is pretty cool in general. So who knows, maybe in like a future update, a thank you update or something, they might add that type of mode or something, which would be pretty cool. I'm curious, that it felt like that was probably like maybe prototyped at some point. Maybe that for whatever reason, maybe it wasn't a priority in terms of, the other deadlines they had to meet for the game. So, but yeah, Pragmata, thoroughly enjoyed it. Probably one of the top games of the year. Not even gonna lie. Yeah. All right. Saros also played and beat Saros. Um, this is the sequel. Well, not the sequel. Spiritual successor to Returnal, which has a lot of the similar vibes. It has some different liberties for sure. It feels a little bit more generous in terms of not punishing you for dying, and similar to Hades, you do get you feel like you are still progressing even if you're dying, kind of thing, where you have a home hub you go to after you die, and you make upgrades to your person to like make them stronger in various ways, like being able to take more hits, have higher defense, do more damage, do more damage quicker, build up your adrenaline, which I think that is back as well, which basically you get stronger if you don't take any hits. The longer you don't take any hits and kill enemies, which that came back. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was had a very fun time. It did get to a point where I just like, all right, this is getting a little too much tedious. So I'm like, we need to bump something in my edge, and so there is a mechanic in the game where you can add modifiers to your playthrough that make the game easier, but you have to trade it off with a difficulty modifier as well to even it out. There is an option in the menu where you can like select an option to basically ignore that, and you could basically just play in easy mode essentially, even though playing it on easy mode still is fairly challenging of itself. So I did a little bit of a balance where I got to the point where I'm playing this. The amount of time I'm putting in and I'm not making the progress I want, let me just use it since the option is there. So that's what I did, and I enjoyed it. It was still fairly challenging as well, so I don't feel too bad about it. It's kind of like Dark Souls. If you gave Dark Souls a difficulty option, of course you're gonna use it in most cases. I mean, if you're one of those die hard, try hard, sweaty folks, hey, more power to you. But yeah, I don't know. I got to a point where I'm like, let me use this, and I'm glad I did because I was able to actually finish the game, which I think that was a complaint people had about Returnal, was that, as somebody who did get through that and beat it, thankfully. Yeah, I think a lot of people did feel like it was too hard and unforgiving for those folks, and I presumably they dropped off. So I think to get more people to keep playing and stick with the game, I think this made sense. Yeah, they had like cool mechanics where you can like, you had this shield where you can like absorb bullets, but absorbing yellow bullets would corrupt you, and if you got corrupted, it would take away your max health. So then you had to play a little bit in terms of making those decisions quickly in terms of, do I want to take this hit and take the corruption, or do I want to like try to dodge it completely, things like that. The story was okay. It didn't really stick with me, I'll say. It was all right. Nothing to write home about, I'd say. I mean, I was mainly focused on the gameplay anyway. The story was maybe like just a secondary, like, I don't know, incentive, if anything. So, yeah. Yeah. Saros. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Then played a ton of Leon Must Die Forever. If I can get my codes right. Leon Must Die Forever. I literally played this for like what 3-4 weeks. It felt like a damn, pretty much a month. Mind you, getting doing all the challenges specifically. No incentive to. I just wanted to do them because I enjoyed the mode. So pretty much this mode is like a truncated like Leon playthrough. It felt like in some ways, where basically you go through all of Leon's segments, most of them, and through each stage they get progressively harder, but as well you are more likely to get rare items, and by items, weapons you pick up, you can only pick up through these stages. And there is a random RNG mechanic to it where you can in some cases get a really good weapon, but it's very random, and the odds seem to be stacked against you in terms of getting like rare stuff. But then that's where the perks come in, where you can get like perks where how strong you are is dependent on how much free space in your attaché case you have. There's one that I actually does come in clutch in a couple of the playthroughs I had, where you take 20% less damage, but you get a increased rarity of items that you come across. So you're more likely to get really good loot with the trade-off of you do 20% less damage. And they have some of the more powerful perks, like being able to do like a ton of melee damage and stuff like that. That made it interesting the more I played it. At first I'm like, oh, this is just a throwaway mode. It's fine. But and people saying like, I would have preferred Mercenaries. But the more I played it, I'm like, actually this is pretty fun. I'm kind of into this very much, more so than I probably would be in Mercenaries on a consistent basis. I feel like Mercenaries, once you get it down, you could probably beat the whole like mode and do all the challenges you probably need to within like a day or two. But like with this mode, clearly I was playing it for like a month. It felt like that, like I just kept wanting to play to mainly beat rank 5 of this mode, which was hard in of itself because the higher ranks, you seem to have less perks you can get at once, and enemies are more difficult and harder, as they progress as well. So, but yeah, I eventually did it. If you caught the stream on Twitch TV/aswitch, I finally beat rank 5, and I finally got all the challenges, which I guess I need to refer to streaming more, because that I don't know what it is. Maybe the game knows I'm streaming, and then it just like, you know what? Let me drop you some good stuff. I don't know what it is. Which is funny. I've seen I was watching other streamers play this, and YouTube as well, and it's like, damn, literally like just the luck streak they had. I'm like, well, I never got. How they getting lucky as hell? I'm not. Well, obviously RNG, but I don't know. It was like, damn, what? I almost put my tinfoil hat on, but you know what? I took it off. I'm like, I just realized it just is not going for me how I wanted to, and I just had to accept that. So that's what I did. But thoroughly enjoyed Leon Must Die Forever. I never played like the 1 in 7, but yeah, at least this mode specifically is very fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Having the enemies you have to parry first to do any damage, that kind of got a little annoying at times, because it's like, if you don't, if your durability and your hatchet is gone, then you screwed, and you can barely do any damage without it and stuff like that. But for the most part, if things go your way, it is fun. So I'm curious if they maybe do like a Grace Must Die or something like that, but I guess that might be more difficult because she's like, I don't think her gameplay necessarily leads to like doing a similar mode necessarily, unless they give her modes that she didn't have in the main game, So and I played Onimusha Way of the Sword, the demo. I enjoyed it mostly. Probably the biggest gripe I have with it is that the enemies felt a little too easy. Is probably maybe the best way I can describe it, because like they pretty much did it like a action movie, like where pretty much, okay, one enemy comes to you, all right, you got him, now the next enemy will come to you, all right, you took him out, now let me bring that other enemy to you, where it felt a little inorganic, where like, at least in other combat games, I got one dude coming in my right, another dude coming in my left, like after he does or whatever, and then another dude coming in the middle trying to hit me too, and being able to manage that decently. But I feel like this one, it was more difficult to do that, or that didn't really happen at all. They just would, be very polite and respectful of each other when attacking. What's his name? Musashi. What's the character? What's the protagonist of Onimusha Way of the Sword? Miyamoto Musashi. So yeah, like it just felt a little too, like they're a little too courteous. Like, oh, you are you finished hitting him? All right, well, I guess I'll hit him now after you. It was like, no, I need a little bit more. I want y'all to fight. Give me your worst. I want you all to fight me at once. Fight me all at once. I'll take you all. That's what I would have preferred. So I think apparently, in an interview recently, they said that it does get harder through the course of the game, and I think or they're making fixes to that to not, for that to not be a thing when the game releases. So yeah, I mean, you got all the essentials there. You got I think I saw the Ishin. I don't think I really was able to do the Ishin too much. I probably might run it back and see if I could do the Ishin more reliably, but Ishin seems to be as difficult as it was. Well, I mean, once you get the timing down, I feel like that's when it gets easier generally. Yeah, the parrying, deflecting, you got you just have the sword, but you get, like, I guess these secondary weapons, like at least in the demo, there's like these daggers that you can do an attack, and it seems to reliably leave people open for an attack, at least the boss that you face towards the end of the demo. Yeah. I liked what I played. That's probably really the only concern. It's just the enemy aggression. Yeah, just the enemies could be more aggressive simultaneously. That I feel like they weren't necessarily like that, But yeah, we'll see when the full game comes out. I'm definitely still gonna play for sure. So. All right, and recently, and now, I've been playing MK Collection. I picked it back up since what last year almost. Where I know it had a little decent amount of roughness to it, with like moves and delay and things like that. But now that it seemed like everything has kind of gotten ironed out, I was like, let me give it let me run it back. So I've been doing and playing the museum mode, or I think it's called museum, where pretty much you watch you go through the timeline of Mortal Kombat, its history, and like they have various like miscellaneous videos showing various aspects of the timeline of Mortal Kombat, all the related Mortal Kombat stuff. And that's been very fun. And then like throughout that timeline, there's like they'll show you like the game releases, and then they give you, the link to play it like right then and there, which is also very fun and adds like a interesting, like, I don't know, documentary, like, I guess, feel to it, which I'm very much into. This is probably like the best collection preservation I've seen in any like game collection I played, that hopefully this is like the standard going forward for a lot of other, potential collections that'll come out. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was very fun. Well, I still haven't technically finished it yet, so I'm still going through it. I've beaten Mortal Kombat Trilogy recently, so I've just been going to the story after that to lead up to the other games. Or I guess no, because I feel like they would have, or no, maybe that timeline. I'm like, because they didn't bring up Sub-Zero Mythologies yet, but I'm like, okay, maybe this is around the time when that came to be. So I'm like, well, damn it, I'm probably gonna have to play that in its entirety. Oh boy, goodness gracious, let the powers be with me when I might stream it, because I think it'd just be funny, just in general, to struggle. The struggle, I think I'll need to have an outlet in general to tolerate that game, so to speak. So, yeah, Mortal Kombat Collection. I'm thoroughly enjoying just the museum aspect. As you know, a fan of Mortal Kombat growing up, it's very fascinating to see the documentary side of it, to see like, oh man, this is literally like, this was all the scrap characters that they were going to use, and they have like the drawings of them in detail. They had like videos of the mocap sessions for the characters, in terms of, putting them and digitizing them into the game and stuff like that. It gets thoroughly in depth, and I think shout out to Midway or whomever legally like allowed them to, show this content in the collection, because it feels like some of this is like, damn, they really letting us see this kind of thing, where, I feel like any other company, like, we wouldn't be allowed to see any of these sketches and drawings and concepts and stuff like that. So yeah, man, Digital Eclipse, shout out to them, because they went all in with this collection for sure. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Very fun. Yeah. MK Collection, man. Shout out to September. Also, that's going to be crazy release wise. I think I alluded to it before, but yeah, September about to be crazy. And then October is probably going to be crazy, just by people who are trying to get out the way of September going to October. And then November is just going to be wild, because November is November. Yeah, November just going to have Grand Theft Auto and Barbie Horse Adventures, I guess, unless, somebody else trying to dethrone GTA 6. It's going to be funny nonetheless. But yeah, with that being said, I think that will conclude episode 209 of Switch Your Sites podcast. If you did enjoy this podcast, feel free to like, rate, and subscribe on your various podcasting platforms. You can catch me record this live on Twitch TV/aswitch. I've been slowly getting back into the streaming games. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. But you can also catch the archives of this podcast on youtube.com/aswitch as well. But yeah, until next time, y'all. Get your damn game on. feel free to fuck. Oh yeah.
Nobody's safe.